Hey, how's it going, fight fans? Welcome to mindforcombat. If you're new to the channel, my name's Rohan and this is my platform where I do fight sports related content. If you're new here, why don't you help me grow my platform? All you have to do is subscribe to the channel, like the video if you like it, and maybe hit that bell icon so you get notified every time I upload a video. Anyways, with that said, in this video I'm going to be taking a look at Vadim Nemkov and more importantly, just how do I think Vadim Nemkov does in the UFC against some of the UFC's best. Now, this isn't the first time I've done a video like this. If you've been around in my channel, you know I would have done a video like this for Aung Lang Sang, the One Championship middleweight and light heavyweight champion, and Angela Lee, the One Championship women's 115 champion. So this is something that I've done on this channel before, and actually two of my best performing videos so far. But this is a very exciting opportunity for me to do this, because we've got here a young man, a young gentleman fighting for Bellator, who holds a world title in a division where the UFC has actually had a lot of movement going on lately, and it's very intriguing to see just how good Vadim Nemkov may be. And then when you look at the UFC's rankings, you've got to respect Vadim Nemkov's skill set and his resume that he's already put together in Bellator. He's actually put together an incredible resume in my opinion. Now, Vadim Nemkov is a very young man. He's still only 28 years old, and at 205, fighters tend to have a longer shelf life. He's got a 76-inch reach and stands at 6 foot tall, which gives him a very, very decent frame at 205, makes him, in my opinion, in some ways perfectly suited for the division. He also has a professional record of 12 wins and 2 losses, and when we take a look at his resume, he's got a very, very good resume. So he's beaten the likes of Phil Davis, a former perennial top 5 contender in the UFC. He's beaten Rafael Carvalho, the former Bellator middleweight world champion. He's beaten Liam McGarry, the former Bellator light heavyweight champion. And he's beaten Ryan Bader, stopped Ryan Bader, the former Bellator 205 champion, the current Bellator heavyweight champion, a former UFC tournament winner, a tough tournament winner, and a guy who went 15-5 in the UFC, left on a win streak, and a guy who was ranked consistently in the top 5 in the UFC. So this is an incredible resume to have for a young man fighting in Bellator, and in some ways maybe the best resume of any 205er not named John Jones. And as he's now vacated his belt and has gone up to heavyweight, you've got to wonder, well, where does, to quote Chael Sonnen, where does Vadim Nemkov fit into the scheme of things? And that's what I'm going to take a look at. So off the bat, I think there's no point comparing Vadim Nemkov to someone like Paul Craig, Mauricio Shogun, who are, those gentlemen there. I'm 100% confident, no disrespect to either of those guys, but I'm 100% confident that Vadim Nemkov will stop both of those guys. So we're going to go straight to the top echelon of things. We're going to go straight to number 1 and work our way down, and we can talk about how I think Vadim Nemkov does. So let's start off with the number 1 ranked guy, which is currently Dominic Reyes. Dominic Reyes, who's 30 years old, has a professional mixed martial arts record of 12 wins and 1 loss. He stands at 6'4" and has a 77-inch reach. Now, he's a bit bigger than Vadim Nemkov, but on the feet, is he as fluid as Vadim Nemkov? No. Is he stronger than Vadim Nemkov? Possibly. Grappling wise, I would say it's almost a 50-50 fight there. So this is a fight that would be very competitive and could go either way, in my opinion. I think Vadim Nemkov will enjoy some skills on the feet over Dominic Reyes, and I think he would have the ability to give Reyes a lot of trouble on the feet. As the fight will play out, I would actually pick Vadim Nemkov to win that fight, but that doesn't mean he will. That's a 50-50 fight, so you can kind of argue with me on that one. And if you think Dominic Reyes wins that, no problem. I can kind of see why you would say that. He's the bigger guy, larger guy, maybe the more natural athlete, maybe got better grappling than him. On the feet, I give it to Vadim Nemkov, and I feel like that fight will play out on the feet. But no problem, we can call that a 50-50 fight. Let's move down. We got Jan Blachowicz. Jan Blachowicz is a striker. He's going to come out there. He likes to box in particular. He's got really dangerous hands. But he is 36 years old at this point, Jan Blachowicz. He's getting on in age now. He's got a professional record of 26 wins and 8 losses. So that's a very, very experienced record. He's obviously 7-1 in his last 8, and he's won 3 in a row, having stopped his last 2 of those. I think that's Luke Rockhold and Corey Anderson. He stopped and he won a decision against Jacare Souza. So that's an incredible resume to have. He stands at 6'2" and has a 78-inch reach, so he's not that much bigger than Vadim Nemkov. A little bit bigger, but he's not that much bigger. I would say that Vadim Nemkov can quite easily win that fight. I would say he's a better, more well-rounded striker. He's more fluid on his feet, moves better. I think he's got great footwork, and I think he'll have enough in his tank to keep this fight standing. If Jan wanted to shoot for the takedown, I would pick Vadim against Jan Blachowicz. Then we got Thiago Santos. Thiago Santos, the dangerous Brazilian berserker who gave John Jones all he can handle, is currently 37 years old and hasn't fought in over a year. He looks to make his return against Glover, who's of course in my list. And he's a very, very respected guy, is Thiago Santos. He's very dangerous. He's been around for a long time. He's done a lot of stuff at middleweight, and at like heavyweight is really where he's found his home. And he's beaten the likes of Jan Blachowicz himself, and of course, that's an incredible win. He stopped Anthony Smith previously at 185. So Thiago Santos has a pretty good resume himself. That's another fight that will be fought on the feet. And it's funny how 205s kind of become the land of the strikers now. But that's another fight that will be played out on the feet. And I think Thiago Santos is very, very dangerous, very dynamic. And he packs a lot of dynamite into all his strikes. But when you look at that fight objectively and you're looking at it as two strikers that would be striking, I think Vadim Nemkov has the abilities to shut down anything Thiago Santos would want to do. And I think Thiago Santos is very dangerous fighting any man. But at 37 years old, coming off the surgeries that he has, particularly impacting his knees, how's that going to impact his explosiveness, which is almost his key characteristic in his fighting skill? His skills are there, yeah, of course Thiago Santos' skills there, but does he have enough to beat Vadim Nemkov? I'll be honest with you guys, I don't think so. I think Vadim Nemkov beats him, and I think he beats him quite handedly. So he beats Thiago Santos. In my opinion, that's already two of the top three guys that he beats. And then we've got Glover Teixeira, the 40-year-old with a 31-7 record who rides a 4-fight win streak, a very, very talented, incredible Glover, standing at 6'2" with a 76-inch reach. Yes, he's also a bit bigger than Vadim, but he's 40 years old. And he's always been a boxer, and I think Vadim's got enough takedown defense to be able to stop Glover. I think he'll have a lot of trouble with Glover because stylistically that's a tough match where Glover's got that great Brazilian jiu-jitsu and likes to go for takedowns. But let's not forget, Glover is 40 years old. He is slowing down, and he is a boxer. I think Vadim's got a much better, well-rounded stand-up game. I think Vadim can give Glover a lot of trouble, keep it standing. I think he'll stop Glover, to be honest with you. So that's the top 4 or 5 guys. I think Vadim Nemkov can beat all of them. This isn't a situation like where I was looking at Ong and Sang in the 205 division. I was saying, no, actually, I think this guy can beat Ong. I think Ong can give this guy trouble. Yes. This is different. This is a young, credible talent holding a world title, still only 28 years old, making a lot of noise in Bellator, and he's beating some incredible guys. And if we look at the guys that he's beaten, well, those guys are no joke. Those guys would be doing well in the UFC in this day. They done well in the UFC when they left. They would still be doing great, maybe even better right now. I think Vadim Nemkov could be a world champion in the UFC right now, guys. That's my honest opinion. When I look at Vadim Nemkov, objectively, look at his skill set, look at his resume that he's put together already. Now, I might be incredibly high on Vadim because of what he just done to Ryan Bader, and I think a lot of Ryan Bader, despite that loss. I think Vadim Nemkov has a place in the UFC, and I think he could be a world champion. I think Bellator may have themselves a true #1 fighter in the world, especially with John Jones's exit of the 205 division. Anyways, guys, that's my opinion. My opinion is irrelevant in this channel. It's just my channel. I host the discussion. I want to know you guys' opinion on this. So comment below. Let me know how you think Vadim will do in the UFC's 205 division. Do you think I'm giving him too much credit? Or do you think I'm putting him right where he deserves to be? Or maybe somewhere in between, you know? There's a lot of guys in the rest of the top 15 that could give him potential trouble, you know. There's Alexander Rakic, who's a lot of trouble. He's very dangerous. We got Yuri Prohorka, who's actually beaten Vadim Nemkov when they both met in Ryzen once upon a time as young men. So that's a fight that's aged really, really well. So there's all these guys that are in the UFC, you know, lower down in the top 15 that stylistically could pose a lot more threats. But I was just looking at the top guys. I would like to know what you guys think. So guys, please comment below. Let me know what you think. Remember, if you're new here, to like, subscribe, share. Help me grow my platform. This is my passion. Struggling a bit lately, so I need your support. Anyways, thank you for watching, guys. As always, I'm Rohan, and this is Mindful Combat.